at Molina.
There you go. I'll clear your heads. So I already started recording. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Everton match preview. If you look at the whiteboard, I hope you can read it. It'll get better. It's just because I have to use a blue whiteboard marker today, and so it looks a little bit thinner and a bit weirder. So I apologize for that, but we'll read it out anyways. Worst case. But yeah, Everton today, gentlemen. Before I ask you how you feel about yesterday's performance and we get into the game, I'm gonna tell everyone to subscribe, smash a like, all that good stuff. But yes, we've had a day to sleep on it. I slept well. I woke up and I was just thinking, how blessed we are to have the players that we do at this football club. Because if it weren't for them, I dread to think what we'd be like under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In fact, we don't have to dread to see, because we've been in that situation before. It was bad to see the likes of Lingard, the Pereira. So I'm glad that we have the team that we do. They can pull out results like this. Greatest scheme of things, though. How are you guys feeling?
I think I was very frustrated last night and I had some pretty dark opinions.
Yes.
And yeah, look, I kind of feel bad for what I said because I should never want this team to lose. Because at the end of the day, it's not just Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. These players as well are involved.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like it was wrong for me to say that. But when you look at it like that, the players, I can imagine it was a beautiful experience for them to score in the 90-something minute, and just to have that with the fans. It's beautiful. It really is. As much as I might hate on Ole, I can't hate on that, the passion. So yeah, but of course, I'm still very annoyed at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And yeah, I don't know. That's just where I am right now. I'm just in a period where I kind of just don't want to see the sight of Ole. But at the same time, as I said yesterday, I don't want it to get to a point where I'm feeling disconnected from my club. So it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes back into what I even said last night. Like, all the storylines are perfectly written. This could be just in the headlines today, this morning. I'm not surprised if it is in some publishing places in England, because they do that. It's just United score in the 95th minute, Oli rallies the troops and gets the win at the end of the day, Stuff like that is the reality of where we're at. But the disconnect from the club is a real issue. And it happens when you have that kind of toxic manager and the fan base that doesn't really meld together anymore. It's very difficult to say we are united, because we're not, ironically, at the moment. Just because of the toxicity right now around Ali. Because a lot of them are just going, if he's getting the wins, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And it's just frustrating, because a lot of us have been saying this for a while. And I even saw Mark put out a clip of this morning on the United stand, saying that we need to be playing a better brand of football to be able to consistently win games, or else we're never going to be title contenders. We're never going to be winning things like the Champions League, unless we transition away from this negative style and stop relying on the players just turning up on the day. Because we'll win plenty of games like that, but it's just not a way that we can actually take a step forward and go, this is the team that can do the treble. This is the team that can make Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy worthwhile for this club again. This is going to bring it back. And under Ali, it's just not going to happen, because we'll do something stupid. We'll lose a game.
I think it's as simple as that. You'll win games like this, but you
lose
can't
pivotal
expect.
ones,
You can't expect to win a league or Champions League playing like this. That's just how it is.
And there's been, in my opinion, conclusive evidence. We did this last season. We lost semi-finals. We lost a final.
Yep.
So exact same thing is going to happen again. So it's just what it is.
Yeah.
We're at that point now. It just is what it is. But yeah, moving forward, this weekend we play Everton at home. Everton's been a bit of a weird one, because I think it's similar. I think Everton fans are not happy with the way they're winning games, because it's not like an Everton brand of football. Rafa Benitez is very defensive. But when you look at it in a United point of view, you just think, they're a well-drilled side. Tactically, they're well-drilled. And they're winning games. So looking at Everton's past fixtures, they beat Norwich 2-0. Then they beat QPR they lost against QPR in a penalty shootout. Sorry, in the cup, yeah. They lost against Villa. They beat Burnley 3-1. They beat Brighton 2-0. They beat Huddersfield. They drew with Leeds. They beat Southampton. And then obviously we beat them in preseason. But yeah, I think with Everton, I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys what you think. But for me, this season, it's not it doesn't identify what Everton is to me. You know, like I don't really ever think defensive football with Everton, but now with Rafa Benitez there, obviously that's the style of Everton Football Club, and I do think that this is gonna be a tough game for United. I think we already suffer enough with low blocks. If we're playing a team that's good at a low block, we probably suffer more. And I think once again, if we're not careful, and if Oli doesn't get it right, we could be on the side of a disappointing result this weekend. What do you guys think, Mr. Lotto?
To be honest, I don't know how Everton. I don't know what kind of brand Everton, well, identify with Everton, because I do kind of feel like over the past few years they've struggled with an identity crisis. To be honest,
But,
they've
yeah.
just shuffled through managers, and they haven't really had a consistent style in terms of how they play. So I've seen this before. I mean, they had, what's his name again? Allardyce, if I'm not mistaken, a few years back. Did they?
Yeah, I think
That's
that big sound.
someone.
Yeah, that big sound.
Yeah, well,
I
that
think-
that
I think
and
so.
Ancelotti obviously last season. So
Yes, Ancelotti was the big long-standing one.
yeah,
Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm talking rubbish. But I feel like they have shuffled through managers over the past few years.
They
So
have.
for me, Everton's, I don't know. At the moment, I just don't see them being a team that can beat us. You never know with United. But I kind of feel like, yes, I know I'm sounding confident for a person who just wants this manager out. I just feel like they don't have that grit to them. I feel like they're gonna come and just
those are
be
the
very,
teams you
very
need to
negative.
worry about because they are
That's
going to
the
be
thing, that's the
negative
thing.
though,
I
and
feel
they're
like-
good at being negative because they got Rafa Benitez.
Are they though? Because it kind of sounds like their form has been up and down. That's what it sounds like,
does,
to be honest.
No, it does.
And-
Yeah, they've been up and down.
Like,
but when they win, it's more often than not. It's
They
a clean
lost
sheet.
one game in the league.
here's the thing.
They've drawn one game in the league, won one game. They are tied with points on us
They
in the
last
league right
the last
now.
5 games
They've
they've
scored
won.
one less game than us and conceded 2 less games
Yeah,
than us.
actually,
2
they're
less
right
goals.
behind us on the log.
They are neck and neck with how we play.
They're on the
Maloto,
same
so-
points as us, actually, Maloto.
Yeah.
Literally, the
And
same
the Carabao
points.
Cup.
One less goal
Yeah.
than us, 2 more goals conceded, and the last 5 they've won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. Same like United's form. So
Exactly.
Okay, maybe I'm underestimating Everton. I haven't watched them enough. But I kind of feel like when you play United, you want to be effective. You play a very good low block. You're very intense about it, and you're very good on the counter. I just get this feeling that Everton might just put 10 men behind the ball, and that'll be it. And I kind of don't think that's going to be enough. I think these players are going to shithouse it for Ole. That's what I see this weekend. So yeah, that's just how I feel.
okay, Claire.
I personally just completely disagree. I'm on the exact opposite of the spectrum. I think that Benitez has put the grit into these Everton players and has always been this kind of defensive first manager. He's not scared to attack, very clearly. He's been scoring a shit ton of goals since he's been here. 2-0, 3-1, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 2-2. Ever since he got here, barring the United game, he's been scoring goals. So I think he's actually found a really effective way to use Damari Gray, Andros Townsend, Richarlison when he is fit, and Calvert-Lewin's obviously out right now, to actually hit teams on the counter and really hurt them. And he's not afraid to dominate games if he has to. I think he's a very smart manager, and he knows like games like Norwich, this is a game where we can dominate the ball, this is a game where we can just go out there and show them what we're going to do, but we're still primarily going to be playing that counter-attacking style. And forcing us onto the ball, like everyone has been this season, is only going to lead to our downfall because they're comfortable without the ball right now. They are shooting a lot, they're scoring a lot, they're feeling very confident. I can tell you that much. And again, any team that's defending in a low block with players like Michael Keane, Yerry Mina, and even Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey's very good defensively. Decore and Allen are very good defensively as well. They'll put it in a really good shift.
They will win the midfield battle. Mark my
Yeah,
words.
100% win the midfield
If
battle.
we're playing this midfield, they're gonna win that midfield battle easily.
I think unless we play Donny Matic, we're not even close in quality.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
Allen and Decore, I 100% think are going to win the midfield battle. I don't even think we have a conversation there. And I even see now that Alex Iwobi was also playing with Gray and Townsend in the last game against Norwich. So that's 3 pacey wingers that are somewhat creative and create chances and get goals and can really boost the team going forward. So I'm very scared of this Everton side. I think this Everton side are very threatening. I think they're still not that great defensively. They're still very leaky. But I think that's largely down to Pickford not being England Pickford, because he's shambles at Everton, and a lot of people have been calling for his head for a long time. And I do think that's a big problem. And obviously they have a massive lack of pace in defense. So
Yeah.
they're going to be wanting to sit deep. They're going to be wanting us to try break them down. And if we can hit them on the counter, then we win. And if they manage to stop our counter, they win. I think it's that simple right
I
now.
think, early spoilers. This game got a draw written all over it. I think it's got a draw
Mm.
written.
Sounds
I think
the
so
game.
too.
I don't think
I can
Rafa
see
is
it
gonna
being that
attack
close.
as much as the
Mm.
other lesser teams we play, and I think their low block is better
Yeah.
than any other low block. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be a draw, and I think that's what Rafa Benitez will want. He's that kind of stubborn manager. He's like, you know what, we're going to go take a point from United this weekend, and we
Yeah.
won't go away with it.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
especially
agree.
because
I
he's at
think-
home. We're not away, so it's not like Everton are gonna want to attack anyways. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be down to the transition. I haven't watched them play a lot, but how good Everton are on the transition is going to be what really works out for them. If they can counter really well and take advantage of weak midfield, I think they could beat us. Clay says, if they can do that and defend really good, I think they could beat us. But having watched Rafa teams in the past, he doesn't do that. I remember him countless times with Newcastle where he would go, we're going to park the bus until the 80th minute and attack.
The difference right now is that this Everton side is actually primed for European football, I think. It's actually at that stage where it's good enough to be competing for Europe versus a Newcastle side who just won the championship and didn't have any Premier League quality in it whatsoever, and he managed to get them a more or less mid-table finish. So I think huge commendations to Rafa, and now he's got a lot better standard of players. It's still not world-class like United, but it's still Premier League proven talent that's good enough to potentially get European football this season. So I think that's a bit of an underestimation, and maybe it's just from not watching Everton, which I understand that happens. But players like Allen and
that's true.
Decore are straight up going to boss this midfield. They are fantastic in distribution. They're great going forward. They're great
Definitely.
defensively. They are complete midfielders, and they're going to be the difference makers. And I think in the transition, like you're saying, they're going to make a real difference.
The
They're going to
issue
be able to
is though,
distribute balls.
for me this weekend is that
Yeah.
injuries are a crisis for Everton at the moment. No Calvert-Lewin, no Richarlison. We should not be letting these guys score. It should be a draw at worst case. If we let
Admittedly,
Ron
they've been
Hodge
out for the
score,
majority
late.
of the season. Gray, Townsend,
For me to be
and
hon-
whoever else has been playing has been scoring the goals. So I'm not even too worried about that from Everton's standpoint.
To be honest, I think it's a philosophy thing for me. I think maybe you're right, and maybe he has been playing like that. But when I try to analyze Rafa Benitez as a manager, and I try to think of his philosophy, to be honest, I don't see risk taker. That's not what I see in Rafa
Yeah.
Benitez. So
I don't think he's going to come out as one the
this
game by any means. I'm just saying don't underestimate him. That's all I'm saying. I fully agree.
Fair,
I think
fair,
it's
fair.
probably going to be a dull draw or something bullshit. He's going to stub and take the 1 point and move on. I think that's a fair
I think
assumption.
it's gonna be-
But I'm just saying don't
I think
underestimate
it's
the
gonna
man.
be very, very defensive.
He's already
That's
a
what
winner.
I see.
At 0-0, he's already a winner. If we score a
Yep.
goal, then he'll tell his team to attack and go get a goal. As
Yeah.
soon as it's 1-1, he's going to do back to the same thing. He's going to want a point.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason
I
I
think
think
that's
that.
The thing is, I don't think. Yeah, if you want to draw, fair, you can do that. But that's not how you beat United. You try to find a balance.
I don't
You
think he's
say,
trying to beat
"We're very
United.
good
I really
defensively."
don't. I think he literally
it's
feels
okay,
like the type
fair.
of manager who's okay with the point against United. I think most people would be. And that's probably his goal at
I
the end
feel
of the
like
day.
that could be that downfall. I honestly do, because as much as
Maybe.
we suck at breaking
Moments
down low
FC
block,
comes, bro.
if you're gonna put 10
Yeah.
men, if you're gonna put 10 men behind the ball for 90 minutes, and then Ronaldo gets the ball in
The
80
moment,
minutes,
that's
over
the
for you.
thing. But that's the thing. That's how we win games.
It's over
The,
for
the
you.
moment
Yeah,
will come.
it is.
The individual brilliance will come. In 90 minutes, I'm pretty sure that moment, that Alex Telles won the goal, the Ronaldo clutch, Bruno madness, because we all know how Bruno loves to play against this fucking team. He just pulls out screamers left, right, and center every time we play against Everton. So I would not be surprised if Bruno does
Yeah.
something spectacular this weekend, because this is a team he's known to do spectacular things at. So yeah, I think this game is going to be just like every other United Everton game, except I think just a little bit different because of their manager this time. It's not an Ancelotti who's going to play a good brand of football, maybe try to win the game. I think it's going to be very hard to go for us to win this game. I think that's what it's like. I think if it was away, maybe it would be a bit slightly different, but because it's at home to us, I think a draw is written all over this game for me. So yeah, I think that's just how it'll be. Low block from Everton.
Just want to point out how,
We're going to have no structure.
just want
Long
to point
ball.
how nice it is. Yeah. Just want to point out how nice it is for once to actually try and look at tactics. Because with United we were just starved. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the same thing. Might as well move on.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a bit refreshing.
Yeah, so we know what Everton's gonna do. They're gonna sit tight. They're gonna sit deep. They're gonna low block us. Try to counter if they can. Maybe we do get surprised. Maybe Rafa Benitez will be like, you know what, Ollie and them are gonna think we're gonna come for a draw. Let's go try win the game. You know, let's just
Yeah.
see. And I wouldn't be surprised, like I said. You know, I'm not surprised at anything. United can win 2-1, 98th-minute goal from United. I'll be like, okay, it is what it is. We could draw. I'll be like, it is what it is. We could win. I mean, we could lose. It'll be like, it's just, you know, this is all expected from Manchester United. So let's see what happens. But like I said, Everton's got a few injuries. But so do we, actually. So do we. So let's get into this team on my left. I think David De Gea, back in goal. Prime David De Gea is back. You can't drop him. He's not droppable. So he plays.
Yeah.
Any doubts about that? Any arguments about that, gentlemen?
Yeah, no arguments. It has to be David De Gea. He's on the form of his life right now. Okay, not really, but he's pretty close to the best we've
Yeah,
seen
it's
David
just
in a
you
while.
know, this is David De Gea standards when he's on it. You know, that's what it should be. So.
Yeah. So no, I've been really impressed with him, and he should definitely play.
Okay. Claire?
Yeah, yesterday's performance speaks for itself. That as simple as that, David De Gea earns his spot every single week, and he has been.
What if you guys say if Henderson got penciled in because he knew De Gea was going to play in Champions League?
Sack Ollie.
It is what it is, honestly. I
Sack
wouldn't
him.
be surprised.
Sack him. Sack him.
Anyways, I'm just taking the piss. Moving
I wouldn't be
on.
surprised if Heaton played, in all honesty, but still sack him. Ali is a mastermind tactician, okay? He can do anything and wouldn't surprise me.
I told you,
Okay.
the team's good enough to do whatever you want. It's an experiment at this point. How bad can you be and still win games? That's what United are. How bad can you be and still win games?
Yep.
Moving forward, sure, I don't think he's going to be available for this game. He wasn't even included in the squad, so I think Tellez will play, and I think it won't be Delo just because Tellez scored a screamer goal. And you know that's what Ollie likes. He's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Tellez, he pulled out the moment, individual brilliance, therefore
That's me.
Tellez is going to be my left back now. So Alex Tellez will play. It doesn't matter what Delo did in that game. It's over for him now to get the chance at left back. It'll be Alex Tellez. Maguire is out as well, probably longer than Luke Shaw, so there's no Harry
Yeah.
Maguire. So it'll be Victor Lindelof. He likes Victor, he trusts Victor, so he'll come in. Champions League Varane will be there, and obviously our number one right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, slots straight back into the team. I think that's 100% going to be your back line, probably against Everton. Any arguments or opinions, should I say?
Yeah, no, I want to argue with you with Tellez, but it's Ole, so I'm not going to. I think I would definitely play Dallo, but I can't put it was Ole. He probably is going to play Tellez. And yeah, the rest of the back line, yeah, I feel pretty secure with it. We played Dallo.
Okay.
How long is our next Champions League game away from now?
Well, we have an international break, remember, so.
Oh, it's international break as well. Okay, so
Yeah.
never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say there's actually a case with Dallo to make a start then, because if there wasn't the international break, I think there might just be a shot that Ali tries to get him more game time and actually tries to get more performances out of him, just because he has been playing and he needs to be playing the next Champions League game. So with the international break, I think that kind of makes it null and void, and then there's no real point in it. So realistically, Taylor scored a wonderful goal, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So I don't see any complaints. I think only wild cards by. That's it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think that'll be your backline, to be honest with you, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no complaints.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward, boys. You thought it was over. We all laughed. We're like, 43, it's over. It's not over. I'm telling you guys, it's not over. I'm fully expecting McFred to come. If I see McFred,
Yeah.
I'll be like, well, there you go. I'm just setting you guys up so you don't get disappointed on match day, you know? And if he does surprise us, and it's the same midfield and it's 4-3-3, happy days then. Happy days. You know, it's happy days. But if we see this, yeah, just don't be disappointed. Don't say I didn't tell you or warn you. I think McFred will play because it's Everton, it's Premier League. He needs to trust these guys. He'll probably think, you know, I'll give Mason or Sancho a break because they played in Champions League, so let me put Pogba back on the wing. So I think McFred will play, and Bruno will obviously be at the top, wearing the captain's armband and doing what Bruno does against Everton, which is hopefully something spectacular, a moment of individual brilliance, and we win the game. So I think that will be the midfield three. What do you guys think?
I feel like the fact that he played Pogba, it was a home game against Villarreal, which was an important game in the midfield. I think we're going to see Pogba in the midfield. I just think that. I don't know why. I don't know who's going to be with him.
You know-
I'm going to assume.
Sorry to cut you off. I just
Yeah.
had a crazy thought now. It was actually it just popped in my head. It's crazy. Ollie yesterday brought on Fred at left back. I don't know if you guys know, but he brought Fred to play left back. What if Ollie somehow magically
No,
played Fred left
no,
back, did the same midfield,
no,
and just kept the team like that? The only difference is Fred
no,
is left back. You know,
no,
there's something crazy that Ollie does, and you know,
no,
one thing about when we play Everton, he does something weird all the time. Whether it's a James or the diamond or the other 4-3-3, it's just something always weird happens when we play Everton. So yeah, I'm just saying. Just sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, Ole loves Fred, so he might. But I'm going to say either Pogba and Fred or Pogba and Matic in the midfield.
Okay.
I think it's McFred and we move on, basically. I think Ollie has shown no long-term vision throughout his entire career at United, so I think that statement about Villarreal, Pogba, and the pivot is completely null and void. So I honestly think he's straight up just going to switch Pogba whenever he feels like it. I don't think there's any long-term vision in playing him there, just because he can, I think was the purpose of today. So Sancho and Mason could play together. And he really has a thing for resting Sancho after Champions League games. I don't know what this is. He hasn't made a start since after the last Champions League game. So I'm expecting Paul Pogba left wing and Mason as well.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting, but what do you think about my Fred conspiracy theory at left
no,
back?
I was saying no the entire time. No, no. I think I made my opinion very clear. No,
I'm tired of this. It's a
man put in
massive.
like one half decent ball, and now
That's
we're
all it
considering
needs.
him on
That's
the
all you
tennis.
need to get into Ollie's team. He needed a moment where it's
I don't
spectacular. It's
want.
like, oh
I don't
yes,
want.
oh
I
yes.
don't want. I refuse this fate. I absolutely refuse this fate.
Hey
I mean,
guys, I'm
the
telling
Fred
you.
has no prowess going forward, and I feel like he's going to give away a pen if he actually plays left back, and he has to mark like Damari Gray or Townsend. I think this is late. I think it's so late for us.
Well, let's see what happens. I don't think it'll go that far, but just to plant the seed in your head. I thought I'll just throw that in there. That Fred played left back
That's the
yesterday.
one thing I'd be surprised by Oli doing. Okay, that's the one thing I will honestly say.
Okay, fair enough. Moving to the
Uh,
front three, obviously, Moloto doesn't think it'll be McFred.
you know,
I applaud you, Moloto, because I can't back this guy not playing McFred. So, but if it is McFred, that's your front three. I've got no doubts in my mind. This guy clearly doesn't like Jadon Sancho. He clearly doesn't know how to use Jadon Sancho. So, yeah, that's your front three until Marcus Rashford comes back, basically. And then we're gonna see what Ollie does after that, because who's gonna drop when Rashford comes in? That's the question. So, yeah, no doubts about that.
Yeah, no, it's very predictable, but not in a good way. So, yeah, I think it's either going to be that with McFred or Pogba in the midfield with someone else, and then Sancho on the left, Mason on the right, Ronaldo in the middle.
Okay.
nothing to add. It's as simple as that right now.
Yeah.
Because Martial feels like he's been phased out. I doubt Martial's gonna make the starts. I doubt he'll even come off the bench.
I also don't think
Lingard's been
much
complaining about game time, so potential curveball, but it wouldn't be surprising at the end of the day. Could just go play right wing, let Mason have a day off. I don't know. So we'll have to see what
The only
happens.
thing I'm gonna say now, you will never do it, but I would be saying Donny would have to 100% start this game. Like Donny for me has to start this game. Donny and Matic probably both have to start this game. If you want to win that midfield battle, the only way we're gonna win it is with Donny and Matic in the midfield. You could put
Yep.
Pogba, Donny. I wouldn't do that against Everton because I just think the Corey and Allen is just way better defensively, and they're just the perfect combination. So you need that Donny and Matic to balance it out. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I'd tell.
If
Ollie
Donny starts
he
this
has to
game,
do.
I'll be all in. That's how confident I am. Donny's not going to start this game.
If Donny starts
I'm
this
ready
game,
to see it.
I'm giving Ollie 10 out of 10 on the match reaction. Don't care if we lost 5 now, I'll give him a 10. Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. But I think you have to. Again, these are just things you have to do, Ollie. Otherwise, if a disappointing result comes, I'm not gonna say I'm shocked, because I'm not shocked. You played an ass team, you picked an ass midfield pivot. We probably deserve to lose anyways, or draw, whatever the situation is. Donny and Matic, pivotal to win this game for me this weekend. So, and he's not gonna do it, and that's why I think we're not gonna win this game, but we're gonna get there now because of the score predictions. But yeah, I think it's for once it's actually kind of a predicted, easy to predict team this weekend, mainly because of certain injuries. But I just think now we got more insights on what Ollie's thinking, So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But gentlemen, we move on. because it's always that time of the day when we gotta predict what shithouse results we're gonna come up with. You know, is anyone feeling? I'm going for a script, but first someone steals my score prediction. I think this game's got a draw written all over it. I think Ronaldo is guaranteed a goal every game. I would love to say Bruno's going to get something because it's Everton, but at the moment it doesn't look like we can even create one chance. So anything above one goal these days seems like a bonus. So we will score one. However, we always have dizzy moments, and Varane defends by himself, and De Gea is saving our ass. So I think they'll score one, and I think it's got a one written all over it.
I think we're going to beat these last 3-1, but I think it's going to be the ugliest 3-1 on the face of the
Normal
earth.
3-1
So
for
we're
United.
gonna have a Bruno screamer, a Ronaldo screamer, and then who's the third?
A pen.
A pen. Yeah.
92nd minute, Bruno steps up and he puts it away, just to silence the haters because he missed one.
Out of interest,
I just think,
before you give the score prediction, do you guys think Bruno's still our pen taker?
I actually read reports on this. Apparently, Ollie's deciding before every game. That's what's going on right now. Bruno said he was on pens for the Champions League game, but we didn't get
So
one.
it's a David Moyes scenario. This great, good to know.
Yeah, he's just picking as it goes. That's kind of the situation as it is.
That's great.
So,
That's great.
yes and no is that.
That's great.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow, that's the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. Honestly, that's the stupidest thing I've heard in my life.
Exact
What's the
words.
point
Are
of
like,
that?
the manager said that I was on pens for 2 nights. I think that's like his exact words in the interview.
Well,
Ollie's
he
literally
said
What is
yesterday.
this?
He was asked
Isn't
yesterday
it-
if you guys get a penalty. He was like, "Let's see." And I was like, "Oh," it's like, "Okay, fine."
What is this, kindergarten?
Starting
But
it
we
again.
have
That
to take
is
turns,
It's
guys.
Disney World.
We have to
Rashford,
share.
Martial, and Pogba. We're back to it. We've gone back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we
Yeah.
go. 3-1 Maloto.
What a manager.
Individual.
Exactly.
See.
Yeah.
Clay.
So I think I'll start off straight away. I don't think we can keep a clean sheet to save our lives
Yep.
right now. So I say we concede. It's just a matter of David's on form again, because we concede half the chance we did against Villarreal, and David's not on form. They easily score 2 or 3. So if David keeps his current form, I think it's reasonable just to say they get 1. So we're also individual brilliance FC. Probably get 2. So I'll just take the classic United way.
The classic
2-1.
United way. 2-1. Yes. So what happens is this is how 2-1 at United work, right? This I tell you right now.
Yep.
We're gonna first 5 minutes. We're gonna look like the best team in the world with the press,
Yes.
with the passing. We're like, wow, things have changed. After that 5 minutes ends, we are shut. We get we get pressed the living shit out of. Everton start looking like prime Barcelona. They get a goal from a tap in because they can actually create tap in. So they'll get a goal. It'll be a tap in. That's how it is.
God,
Then
how?
there'll be about 3 De Gea saves, right? Then we're going to be starting to long ball. Half time, it's 1-0 to Everton. Second half starts, 5 minutes, it looks like Everton are going to swamp us. Then after those 5-10 minutes, United come in, Bruno, 1-1. Then all of a sudden, bounce back. It's like, yes, let's play football, guys. Let's play some football now. Now we can't, we just walk around the box, we're frustrated. 90th minute, see, and we win the game. Thank you all for coming. We'll check you in the next one. Match reaction, Ollie's the Pratt, individual brilliance. There we go. And that's Manchester United for you. That's how we do it every week in, week out. Without any disregard. That's what's gonna happen. So yeah.
We could pre-record the rest of our reactions. And
Yeah, we should
get
probably
it pretty
record our
close.
match. We can record our match reaction straight after this. Let's just do it to be like, I'm gonna give Ronaldo a 10 anyways. So I'll give De Gea a 7 probably. Varane a 7. Yeah. So we could probably do it, and I'll tell you what, it probably won't be too far away from what the actual match reaction would be. So it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, I think we spoke about everything. I think Ollie has his press conference tomorrow. So yeah. We'll see that, and Clay's analytical show will be coming out also. Oh, it's already out.
It'll be out before now, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be out already, so go watch that if you haven't already. Other than that, subscribe if you're new, smash a like, gentlemen. We're all in this together, just singing the High School Musical. We're all in this together, And we move on, boys. We move on. We fight another day. It's gonna be a long season, but like I said, you know, at the end of the day, what else we gonna do? You know, besides support this team, yeah, what else we gonna do? So,
Yeah.
check you all very soon. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day.